Episode 43.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Into the 99, where we have 99 cards called Commanders number 1, and I am one of your hosts, Sherman.
I'm Hope.
I'm Daniel.
And I'm Brian.
And we're all finally back together.
Yeah, finally, for anyone who doesn't know and hasn't been talking individually with us, we've been kind of just redesigning our recording space to sound a little bit better. So this is our first time actually in it together. So I'm really excited to see how it turns out. Let us know what you think of the sound later on at the end of the episode. And let's get into what we're talking about today.
I was forgetting what you guys look like. Anyways.
We come into the store.
What's up? What's going on today, Sherman?
Today we are we're answering, not asking. Well, we will be asking, but we are answering questions because we asked, or we posted saying like, hey, what kind of questions do you want us to try to answer and get our opinions on? And a few people replied to us and gave us some questions, so we're going to go through them.
Well, and throughout the year as well, like we just, through the Instagram, through the Facebook, we get a bunch of questions here and there. We talk with people pretty frequently. For anyone who isn't in the Discord, we are in a very active Discord. Mm-hmm. So we just see lots of questions come through from multiple people.
So this is kind of like a compilation of all of that.
Yeah, it's a compilation
Into the 99 FAQ.
FAQ. But yeah, we get like Sherman's on Reddit, so he sees a lot of these frequently asked questions that are on the Reddit pages. We actually engaged our community to see what they wanted us to ask, as well as just questions that we see in our Discord chat room. So it'll be a very and then I think we each have a few questions that we want to ask each other to get our own opinions on.
Yeah, exactly. So let's start it off with the first one. Sherman, you can let us know the first question here.
All right, cool. So this one is from Adam the Gathering on our Instagram, okay? It's like, hey guys, long-time listener, first-time caller, happy face. I would love to know your thoughts on how legendary creatures have been affected as the more popular EDH has become. So
let's kind of just go around, I guess, the group and talk about it. I'll start. I think that they are overpowering a lot of them. The Brawl decks, I think, were the pinnacle of commanders that were too strong for what they were, because they were trying to force Brawl to be a thing. The Brawl decks, every one of those commanders is powerful. Chulane is great. Alila is very, very strong. The ability to get tokens when you cast non-creature spells is a theme of itself. Flying tokens that she buffs.
Even looking at what would be objectively the weaker of them, like Sir Gwen is still a very good commander.
Yeah, Sir Gwen, the Pure Steel Paladin.
Yeah,
I've gotten smacked by her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So many times.
Well,
yeah,
and
that's
she,
an
I think you
deck.
are right that she is the weakest of them. Corvold became an instant competitive one. He replaced Prosh for the ability to actually draw cards when he sacrificed things in general. Yeah. And he's just an annoying commander. He
New
comes
king of
in
Jund.
big all the time. He is one of the Jund kings, I would say.
Well, the fact that like off the bat, with the Brawl decks, like Corvold is seen in CEDH now.
Yep.
Okay. Chulang is like used constantly because like it's great. It's a great commander for beginners. Okay, because you get to learn how to do the triggers. It's really, really simple. You're ramping.
Well, beginners to advanced. Like there's so many good loops you can do. He is a great control, but like we said in the episode, he does what you're just mentioning. He introduces you to a lot of triggers, to the stack and to timing. To the difference between a cast trigger and an enters.
Well, yeah, I get so confused with all of my triggers playing my Chulane deck. Like I just sit there, I'm like yesterday I played it, I won with an infinite combo, but I had to be told that I was able to go infinite because I was looking at it going, what?
Yeah.
So, but okay, so
with regards to legendary in general, I think that's a really good way to put it, is that like the power creep is definitely there. And especially like if you look at quote unquote like old legendary creatures, like some of them are like vanilla tutus.
Oh, yeah. But that was like way back in Legend. But like I think they
Kamigawa.
I think they did like what they did the best was back in Dominaria. Where you had uncommon legends.
Yes.
Their abilities were decent. Like they weren't super, super strong, but you could still work around it.
Well, and they're a lot more affordable and also easy to crack if you're just buying packs.
They're
uncommon.
I did like the uncommon legend cycle a lot. I hope that they're obviously going to have to do it in Commander Legends. They can't come out. It's either 70 new legendary creatures or 200 legendary creatures. Either way, it's way too many for like you can't stuff 70 rare legendary creatures, rare and mythic, into a set that's just insane. Yeah.
Right? That'd be cool though if you open up a booster pack and there's like out of the 15 minus land and token, it's like all of them are rare of legends. It's like,
Or could you imagine if they did like even lesser, like if they did common legendaries?
Well, that's what I was just gonna bring that up. Is I think it would be really interesting to see a common legend, and there is a following in the Pauper community that it would be really, really well received by them,
They
I
would
believe.
freak out.
Yeah.
I think like even with M21 with legendaries, so Vito and like
Yeah.
Dragon having powerful enchantment cards
Oh, Varduk, yeah, is such a good card.
like that, and the what was it, the Red Dragon that has the
The treasure token one?
yeah no, I think it's the one that deals damage for
Oh, the
Terror of the
Warstorm
Deep.
Surge Dragon. I don't think he's legendary, but he's still
he's still strong.
he's still nonsense.
yeah, I can't remember if he's actually legendary or not. But yeah, like looking at Vito, like every time you gain life, every opponent loses that much life. That's that.
Well, yeah, he's an
Exquisite-
instant
yeah.
slot into Aloro or into basically any Orzhov life gain based deck.
Or if you just wanted to go mono black and go hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or he like slots really easily into Edgar Markov. He has the mana sink where he can be made to give everything lifelink, like he's good in creature based decks. He's just a great card, right? And you didn't have vampires like that. It sounds like I'm an old man. You didn't have that back in my day. Back in my day, my vampires had to walk uphill both ways, right?
They
Like
didn't fly.
yeah,
They
so
didn't know how to fly yet.
it's definitely kind of an issue with a little bit of the power creep from them, because that at a certain point you have to replace other commanders. I just, one of the articles I wrote about it was that it was just time to accept that there was better commanders than Prosh. Prosh is just no longer the food chain commander, and I held out through Tazari, I held out through First Sliver, I even held out through Korvold. But then Khazra and Ukima come out, and they're just infinitely better options. So they are I think they're looking at the themes that people like, and they're realizing like, okay, well, Muldroth is extremely popular. What else can we do from the graveyard?
Yeah.
Right? They are listening to the player base, I think.
Graveyard has gotten so much love lately.
Oh, yeah. Even,
Tell me about it.
I was
Oh
looking
my God.
through one of the people in our Discord posted their Muldrotha list, and I was looking, and even the Gravebreaker Lamia, I forgot about that card that was Theros. The fact that your spells from the graveyard are one less, like, so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that too. That's
Yeah.
excellent.
So many cards. You're gonna forget so many.
There's too many, and the last couple sets, because they've almost been like rapid fire because of things getting delayed and whatever. It's hard to take in all of those cards. Like, it's just too much.
You mean our 2-week M21 break before Jumpstart?
Yeah,
Oh,
or
I
our
can't wait for Jumpstart.
2-week Ikoria break before M21.
Yeah, well, exactly.
It was too much for me.
My wallet can't take it.
My wallet and my heart and my building stupid binder pages.
Tiny Bones.
Tiny bolts.
There's and that's even another one. Like they've made Assault Commander viable.
Yeah.
Like
I think we should stop there because
Yeah.
we do have Hayden's question, or Gathering the Magic 97. When will you be posting an episode of the deck tech of the almighty Tiny Bones?
All hail our Lord and Savior Tiny Bones.
So first off, that is going to be a small bonus episode coming out likely this week. Sorry for the delay on it. Like I said, we were under construction, guys. Forgive me. But the fact that Tiny Bones is just such a silly commander, it really does show that they are putting a little more into the legendary slot than before. And I would like to see more legendary enchantments. I really like the idea of legendary, like can be your commander enchantments, things like that. What were you going to say there, Hope?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I don't want to get too into it, but like the lore, because I want you to talk about it. But the lore that has been released for Tiny Bones
Hilarious.
is just incredible.
I haven't read it yet.
But yeah,
you'll
hear
love
about it on the episode.
You will absolutely adore it.
So cute.
I look forward to learning.
Tiny Bones is our Lord and Savior.
To
I just find it
learning.
interesting. Oh, good. I just find it interesting that, like, in Commander, of the two things that we hate to see in general is like mass land destruction or hand discard. And here comes Tiny Bones.
Discard is a frustrating mechanic to deal with.
And it's funny because, like as you said, Brian, like we're going on Reddit, we're answering questions and everything, and I keep on seeing posts of people saying like, "Hey, help me make a Tiny Bones commander where people will not hate me," and everyone's
Not
like,
possible.
"That is not possible."
I think the only saving grace is that Tiny Bones is hella cute.
My spoiler for Tiny Bones is just like, accept your table's not going to be happy, and just be like, look how small he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at how small and cute. It's a she. Somehow a
annoying
skeleton
package in a
the
cute
sheet.
frame.
Love her.
We'll get on to the next one here. What's our next
Yeah,
one?
I could talk about how much I love Tiny Bones for
Yeah, because
literally
that
an hour.
is its own little episode.
Yeah.
Do you have another one there, Brian?
Yeah, I've got one.
Sorry.
Actually.
Go ahead.
Yeah, respect. So we had a question. It was how do you guys feel about the rising prices of magic products? And I actually personally have an opinion on this, and I don't have a problem. I understand that like if you're looking to buy a booster box, it's the same price that it always was. If you're looking to buy a pack, it's the same price that it always was. Commander decks are $50. They've always been $50 ish.
Ish.
Yeah, they rose a little bit like last
Except
year,
for these new
but-
collector packets coming
think-
at
But, like,
$400.
collector
It's premium stuff though.
It's premium product. It's nothing that you can't already get. Like it's not like there's cards in there that I can't get. Like it's not like I can't get Nazusa. You know, I cracked one. It's not like I can't get Nugan. I cracked one. You know, and it's not like I can't get special arts in normal sets. It's just shiny special art.
Yeah, that's very
Like,
true.
you know, it's like-
Shiny.
Yeah, we do like shiny.
So yeah, we do like
Sure
shiny, and like I mean, if you have the money to dump the money, there's definitely value there. But for me, I feel like if you want to get into Magic, you don't have to spend a ton of money. I feel like if you want to upgrade your decks, you don't have to spend a ton of money. Get an SP card.
Yep.
You know, get like if that's a real concern and you're just looking to play, then get a card that's a little bit damaged. Get a card that might have a similar effect but is uncommon. Get talk to people at your LGS to see like if there are other options that you can use that are a little bit more budget friendly. There are options. I'm not saying that some things aren't expensive. Like obviously Double Masters is expensive, but like it's a Masters set. Like I don't know what you expect.
Yeah. And I have to say, like we're like we've mentioned this a few times on other episodes, is the price is for the speed.
Yeah.
There are always slower options that have a slower go.
Yeah.
Or have a slower start, I should say, or the CMCs
They come in tap
two or three higher. Yeah.
They come in tapped or it's a 5 instead of a 3. Or,
It's just the way it is. And like a lot of players will go online and use resources that are like, okay, we pulled from all these different deck lists and everything, and here's like the most common and all that stuff. But you have to keep in mind that there's over 20,000 cards, and of those 20,000, let's say, okay, you only see like 100. There's gonna be other options, okay? Like there's a reason why you guys see me play the weirdest cards.
Yeah.
It's just because they're there and they are cheaper options.
And they're potentially very viable options.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of like what you're looking for. And the chances are that a lot of the cards that you see regularly, a lot of the time it's because that's what's new and fresh and whatever now.
Standard and everything.
Totally.
Like that.
Or there's a new set that comes out, so everybody's playing the cool new card from the cool new set.
Yeah,
but that
everyone
doesn't
wants to get in on it.
Well, that doesn't mean that there's not something from like a super old set that does something very similar that you can get for a quarter.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the thing. It's just like most of the stuff that are coming out, okay, is once again, it's a premium product. Like the Secret Lairs fetch lands.
Ugh.
I am not buying that. I want them. Don't get me wrong. I
close.
want them. The box is fantastic. The cases are nice and everything. But for 5 fetch lands, for how much was the price again?
400.
Yeah.
Yeah, Canadian
Yeah.
$425.
Well, let's even look at the fact that the Secret Lair has a birds option. You don't need the Secret Lair Birds of Paradise to play. It doesn't give you any advantage.
No.
This Secret Lair Birds doesn't tap for 2 mana of any color.
Yeah.
It taps for the same. It does the same. It costs the same. The only difference is the artwork on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And granted, I love the new artwork. Okay.
Yes.
I love the
I
shiny.
personally do too, yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's something that I personally cannot afford. I know you can, Daniel.
Yeah, we've got them coming. Although everything seems to be delayed. There's no winning with this.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
But that's the thing. It's like, even because I was laid off for a while because so was everyone. So like we had to take a break because it's
You.
just sorry.
You had to take a break.
Well, it's like sometimes it's just not in the cards.
Yep.
Haha.
I
I hate myself.
This question, the way that the answers have been is also, it leads into one of the questions that I get all the time, which is, how do you see deck variants from the EDH rec list? Basically, a lot of people right now are only building whatever EDH rec says. And if they want if they want a Tuvasa enchantment themed deck, they go to EDH Rec, they click Tuvasa, and they click enchantments. That's the deck they build. It's off that list. So a lot of it is what Sherman was just talking about. It's actually looking at the older cards and seeing different things. You don't have to build what's on it. That's just the EDH Rec just collects the most common things they see on their deck lists. And the more people use that resource, the more common those cards are going to be.
Another good option is if you find a theme that you like and you have a bunch of these cards that you've seen on EDH Rec and you really like that theme, take the keyword and like dump it into the Gatherer.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's what I.
If you like a constellation theme, then yeah.
Yeah, like search up like all dragons or like a tribe.
Take those keywords and you can find all these other cards that you might not have necessarily been exposed to otherwise.
Gatherer is one of the most powerful resources that
I use
a lot of people
Gatherer
don't know
significantly more than EDH Rec.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
I use. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say EDH Rec is an excellent place to start. We're not saying that there's anything wrong with that by any means. We all use it. It's awesome. It's a great resource, but I think it should be taken at face value. Like, use it as a resource, not as a Bible.
Yeah. I use EDH Rec a lot, especially with helping people, because going through Reddit, a lot of people ask for help with the deck text and everything. And it's like, I can either go through Gatherer and go through do my searches and everything and go to like 200 cards, or I can go EDH Rec, look at the theme that they want, look at the themes that other people have, and try to come up with things that I know will help them and whatnot. And it's just very, very helpful in that. But if for me personally, when it comes to everything, I've mentioned it many times. If you want to get better decks, you either spend money or you spend time.
That is very true, because like I've said many times, your time and your build can beat your meta.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be a money thing. Like, it doesn't matter what people play, there's a budget way to beat them.
Yeah, exactly. So when it comes down to it, that's why I come up with all these jank decks and everyone's like, oh, I've never seen these cards, I've never seen this kind of style. It's like, it's because I spend a lot of time. So
there's a card I play all the time in Feather the Redeemed, and it's exactly, but it's Martyrdom, and every time I cast that, I play it with like something that gives my creature indestructible, redirect all the damage from me to the indestructible, and every time people are like, what does that card do? Can I see that card? I'm waiting for someone to just rip it in half, and then it's like 18 cents, I'll buy another one.
That's the white card that's like white for casting costs.
I think it's just white.
Is it?
It's one of the two. It's not very expensive. It might only just
very
be white.
odd though that it's like white, not like two and a white, or very weird.
But it's redirect all damage to you that's been done for the turn retroactively, even if it's enough to have killed the creature. So you can just dump it into it. It's the most annoying card. Someone's gonna pull it out to rip it. There'll be two more behind it. I'm always packing Martyrdom.
Yeah. So just to give the shout outs. So the first one about the rising prices, that was one of our members in our Discord, Just Jack. And then the one regarding the EDH Rec statistics and deck building, that's by Commander's Arsenal on Instagram. And my thing is, I do use EDH Rec a lot. But so as an example, Alila. I did look up Alila on EDH Rec, and I skipped between the Artifact Tribal and the Enchantment Tribal. And so I try to build it around that. But then I do have to say that I rarely look at the Gatherer, but I really should.
Let's not get it twisted. EDH Rec is a very, very good tool, and if you don't want to invest that time, you will make a pretty good deck by looking at any of their deck lists. Like
heck yeah,
that's
fantastic for that.
There's a reason the majority of people build a certain way, right?
Yeah.
If you just want to build something out of the box that people have never seen, and then that's when you do it. Or if you have a certain issue in your meta, a lot of graveyard hate, or a lot of people are blowing your enchantments up because you like to play enchantments. Ugh. You've bought all the greater Oromancies in the city, and I can't find one for my deck.
I wonder why.
Brian.
Also the Smothering Ties. Yeah,
Brian. Also the Smothering Ties.
I do have
and the Eternal Witnesses.
Surplus.
Brian.
I don't have Eternal Witnesses.
No, it's Seedborn Muse.
Oh, Seedborn Muses.
Yeah.
Brian.
All right, I got all those.
I only have one. And that's all because of you.
You're welcome.
I
gave it to you, or I gave it to you, or I actually allowed you to buy it.
I was actually allowed to buy it.
Oh, you're given the privilege of buying it.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Another one that I see all the time is asking what my favorite current commander is. And that, for me, for anyone who knows, I have a crack-like addiction to building decks. So that's a really, really hard one for me. So I'm going to get everyone to go around. We're just going to do our current favorite build. I will start it off with Sherman.
I'm just thinking of you, Daniel. It's like, let's see. I have 166 decks. Which one do I like the most?
Did you just go eeny, meeny, miny, mo?
I just pick an archive up all the time now.
That's
Mine,
insane.
mine, hands down, regardless, always my original deck is Locust God. The Locust God is still my favorite. It's card draw. It's me.
It's just got everything you like built right into the deck.
Yeah. So, and like I can ramp it up or I can lower it. Like I've altered the deck so many times. You know, it got to the point where I kept on decreasing the power level to the point where I don't recognize the deck and I just remapped it. And, you know, it's back to the way I like it again.
Well, Locust God is just overall a really versatile commander.
Yeah, I'm glad they reprinted it.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
Oh, man, that was crazy. So
It was like, hey, commander players, I hear you like the Locust God. Here's a Locust God in your commander deck.
But it's a great card. There's lots of things that you can do. Like I like doing the mill strategy with it because I'll have the Altar of the Brood in there and the Sage Road Denizen.
On all the insects.
Yes. What?
Ugh.
It's beautiful.
Also, I live for the fact that mill is now like official.
Terminology.
Yeah, mill being official terms is a great addition to the game.
Love it.
I don't know where it started, but it's just kind of one of those words everyone says when they're talking about.
Yeah. So, it's just wonderful.
Brian, your current favorite commander?
Oh, it's so difficult to choose, like, because I've built, I think, 2 or 3 new decks during this whole plague scene. So I do have to say, like, my favorite animals are cats. So my new deck is probably most likely my favorite, which would be Trin and Sylvar, or Sylvar and his food.
Yeah, Sylvar and his food is good.
Yeah, mix.
Trin
Yeah.
and Sylvar is just a really fun deck to play.
I know where mill came from.
Oh, where did it come from?
Also, it's just like slang from millstone, and it just got taken up.
Oh yeah, I
from
totally forgot about Millstone.
everybody. Yeah, back in the old
wheel.
antiquity.
The ancient magic.
But yeah, it just got picked up from the olden days of Magic the Gathering.
Back when Sherman was in his prime.
Yeah, back when Sherman was a young man.
Yeah, when Sherman turned 35, Millstone came out. Sherman is immortal.
I may look young, but I am old.
He never ages.
No.
He's beautiful.
No, until I hit 60, then
Look at his
bam.
perfect skin. Oh my god.
Then it's just right downhill.
Glad you
Yeah.
said it.
Yeah.
I know you guys are all thinking it. I might as well just
I
say
don't
it.
know what you're talking about.
Hope, your favorite current commander.
You know, I actually had to think about that because as soon as you said what's your favorite, I was like, I've never played this game in my life, and I like completely went blank.
I just forgot
What are
that you
commanders?
had decks.
Magic,
what?
Magic the who?
Tracks who?
That ironically that you say that, but as soon as I thought about it, I was like, oh, doing. It's Atraxa. I love Atraxa.
Are we friends?
I love him. Hey, I don't play it obnoxiously.
That's true.
I play 1/1 counters Atraxa, and my turns take 20 minutes, but I don't play Super Friends. I don't play Impact. I don't play anything that's kind of annoying. I just play like
You
fun.
don't play anything that's annoying. You spend 18 minutes putting dice on things every turn.
I said that my turns were long, but I just like it. Like, I think it's a cool commander. I like that I can just come through everybody with what I have on the board, or I can hit with commander damage or whatever.
It's a really versatile commander that you can do so many themes
lots of different
with.
options.
So
Super
even if
fun.
you wanted to switch it up, you could be like, you know what? I'm going to actually do it with this.
Yeah.
You know what you should do? Make an Atraxa deck where you have a bunch of suspend cards and just proliferate the suspend and call it It's Coming!
Just you wait.
Just you wait, it's coming though.
It's coming.
Yeah.
You just gave me flashback to a game last night where someone suspended an Obliterate.
That's the way to do it.
I thought I had 2 turns to get out my Avacyn, so I had everything indestructible. But nope,
Did they
I did
remove
not
it?
know there was a card that removed counters.
Yeah.
So the Obliterate came out 3 turns or 2 turns early.
Connor plays the suspend Joyra.
That was
and that's what
Yeah.
they're playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking how fast some of those counters can come off.
It's nasty.
So it followed Obliterate, Ulamog.
Cool.
Matt moved to Scoop.
Cool.
Wow.
Obliterate Ulamog. I float 2 whites, swords to plowshare, path to exile.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're all in this together.
we're all in this. Don't come for me, Disney.
Yeah. Don't get us copyright stricken with your accurate singing.
Thanks.
For me, that's like one of the hardest questions. I don't really have, I have like favorite themes, but choosing a favorite one, it's probably right now Halden and Paco, because it's very, very fun to yell
Fetch.
Paco fetch when I'm hitting people in the face. But short of that, like it's either that or Windgrace, and my Windgrace deck should just be called Daniel's trying to make 5 Field of the Deads. Like that's the whole deck. But yeah, like I don't know, I build too many decks to pick a favorite. Every time anyone asks, it's usually whatever my current build is. I just finished building my Riel, and that deck is extremely fun. I have 2 other builds, but I can't tell you guys what they are yet because they're what our next episodes are going to be. So we'll get into that later. Sherman, another question.
Yeah, totally. Okay, this was from Lillian of the Vale.
Cute.
So, what do you recommend to make 3-player games more even? So, because let's face it, sometimes we don't have.
You have a
that many.
2-on-1.
Yeah.
Well, a 3-person game quickly shifts to a 2v1.
Oh yeah.
Always.
I feel like that can be said about a 4-player game though. A 3v1 and then a 2v1
but
and
you
then
have
a 1v1.
an extra person to try to make deals with.
Yeah, and when you politic, it's more difficult because every time you politic, it pretty much becomes a 2v1.
It's just a lot of flip flopping.
Yeah.
I don't know. I play 3-player games all the time, and me and my brothers don't really make deals with each other.
Yeah, but
We just
you
try-
but you guys are a special case.
Because you're playing Magic
we're-
with 3 dictators.
we are special for sure.
You're definitely a little bit more competitive as well.
Yeah,
Well,
so I don't really have a good answer for that because I'm used to playing every game 3 versus 4. Like generally, I'm the table's target because everyone knows that even my not good decks, if you leave me unchecked, suddenly there's 75 zombies on the field and I'm casting Warp World.
I'm pretty sure the reason you're targeted or the 3v1 is because are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah, I threaten the whole table throughout every game.
Yeah.
Why is everyone swinging at me?
As soon as you threaten me, I'm
if
like,
you naturalize that, I will kill you.
even if you have nothing
Not
on
in the game.
even if you have nothing on the field, like you have like 2 lands and you miss 3 land drops and you have nothing happening, you know, I'm just like, if you threaten me, I'm like, I'm gonna kill him. I'm like
Even if you die.
somebody else can be a problem for me, but if Daniel's being annoying, he's dead.
I think maybe Plains Chase could add a little bit
I was
extra
gonna-
I
space.
definitely would.
I was going to say Plains Chase. Plains Chase is like a chaotic 4th player.
Or
Yeah.
if it's gonna end up being a 2v1, play Arch Enemy.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because you're doing it anyways.
Well,
Get the advantage.
The way I do it is because when you play with normally, especially in this kind of situation right now, you know, like it's hard to get people over and everything. So like 3 people matches happen quite often. What I like to do is we'll play our regular deck, and then after that we'll switch it around.
Play
Okay.
other people's, yes.
Play other people's, right?
That's an interesting way to do it.
I love playing other people's decks because then you're not like looking for a particular combo or whatever.
just kind of
Especially
learning.
because like when I play somebody else's deck, I don't look to see what's in it. I just play it.
Yeah, and like
It's
normally
exciting.
when it comes to this stuff, it's like if you're going to local LGS, you might not do this because you're lending out your deck to someone else that you don't know. But normally when you're playing 3 players, it's you know the person fairly well.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're normally at a person's house or whatever, or at least that's my experience.
Same.
So
Yeah, generally.
yeah, so we know each other's decks so well. It's just like, here, use mine. I'll take yours, and you take, whatever,
And
right?
it's fun to see how somebody else might pilot something like that because it's very different. And we
Yep.
talked about that in our CEDH episode a little while back when we were talking about CEDH, mind you. And it was like, just because something is quote unquote powerful doesn't mean that the person piloting it is going to know like
Or
exactly
understand it, yeah.
what
Yeah.
how to combo.
Well, and you mentioned that you played one of Daniel's decks one time, and you got a combo off that he was never able to do or something along those lines. So
Oh, lots of times. Hope, even in my group hug deck that I
Yes, that's it.
I had
Yeah.
never won games with.
It's one of my favorites.
Hope was able to Genesis wave 6 deep so that she could Temple Bell herself to get approach with the second sun back and cast it again. And I was wondering, I was like, why would you only Gen wave for 9 mana? It doesn't make sense. Like, go deep. You have so much untapped mana. But
that's
it worked.
why.
Yeah.
So I guess I have a question. How do you guys make a 1-player game? Ferix, no, what's the play with me?
Well, first off,
you get a lot of tissues.
yeah.
yeah.
For crying.
Yeah, definitely for crying.
Wink.
Wink. Brian gets it.
Yeah. So we have another question from another Instagram user, Lee Hunt W. Power creep, definitely a thing. How should Wizards of the Coast handle it? Print suboptimal cards or just reprints?
Oh, I got so much to say about this, but I'll let you guys go first.
This could probably be a full episode all on its own. So we already see them coming out with reprints. But they've printed Mana Vault twice in the last... Well,
Mana Crypt twice.
Sorry, Mana Crypt twice in the last 4 weeks.
Well, because honestly, they need to. There is just too high of a demand for competitive cards. The issue with Magic in general is that we're all at heart kind of competitive players. EDH is supposed to be the way we come together and play it, but most people don't start in EDH. They come from, I played Standard, I played Modern, I played Vintage. They come from another walk of the Magic life, to say.
We are all human beings.
But that's what I mean. So people, the more they see it, let's be honest, CEDH gameplay is exciting. You see it online, you're like, oh man,
oh,
this
damn.
opening turn Soul Ring into Mana Crypt, into their 4-mana commander. You're like, what? Yeah. It looks crazy. And you see people just go off with these huge, immaculate plays that storm off, they cast, and you're like, I want to do that a little bit, right? But traditionally speaking, you haven't been able to do that. You haven't, unless you already owned the cards. Building into a CEDH deck was a lot of the time very, very expensive. You either had to have a suboptimal land base and weaker mana rocks. You had to run an Arcane Signet instead of your Mox, whatever one it is, any of the Moxes, to be honest. Anything that you can run, Mana Crypt isn't an affordable option. Most people can't just go drop $200 on one card for a deck that they might play once a week. Right?
Looking at you, Brian.
But when they start to come down a little bit, the Crypt has started to come down, and it's finally would you have bought it if it was an over $200 card it used to be? Exactly, right? But it's starting to come down. You're starting to be like, okay, well, maybe this is it. And as we've talked about, you are just getting into the CEDH stuff, right? You probably don't want to just go, and you went monocolor. Monocolor is the way to go because you don't have to eat those dual land costs and the shock land costs. Me over here with 5-color CEDH decks.
Yeah, he's a piece of garbage.
Don't like that one bit.
I think one person yesterday had a pretty good idea because they were mentioning how cards should not be $200 to say thousands of dollars a card. So in order to keep the people's collection and those collectors happy with the price of their cards is to say print them like the world champion ones where they have the gold backing or things along those lines that cannot be used in competitive play for people. Yeah, or I guess proxies. It all comes down to people are making proxies and alternate art and everything like that. That's
just it. The reserve list was a mistake. I'll do an entire episode on the reserve list. Boo-hoo that your cardboard isn't going to be worth as much. Go ahead.
No, sorry, that was just me me recognizing
you're just snapping.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
I honestly do believe that the reserve list is a mistake, and I own a lot of reserve list cards. I would lose significant amounts of money if they reprinted it, and I would be the first one to celebrate that I could crack these dual lands again. I'd be the first one happy that more people could put Sliver Queen into a Sliver Queen deck.
Yeah.
There's just so many cards, and some of them don't even make sense to be on the reserve list.
I would love dual lands.
Some are just junk cards.
Yeah, it's true, because yesterday, when I was in LGS, I'm like, okay, Hope, I need to buy all these different cards, and I'm listing them off, and one of them, I'm like...
Mountain Goat.
Yeah, Mountain Goat. So...
It's a 1/1 for 1 red with Mountain Walk.
Yeah, because I need it for a jank deck.
It's kind of garbage. It's from Stronghold or something. Yeah. It's nothing. It's a nothing card, but it's on the reserve list.
Let's be honest. Lightning Bolt has been reprinted a lot. Yeah. There's Alpha Lightning Bolts. Yeah. They exist. Yeah. They're not $2 cards.
No.
They sure aren't, right?
No.
The originals are always going to be
and that's just it, right? There's going to always be that, but
it's still a collector's item.
It's antiques.
The thing is, this is a playing card game. I understand that it's called a trading card game, but that's not what it's for. It was not meant for, and don't feel disrespected, anyone who hears me say this, but it's not for full-grown adults to invest in. This should not be your stock market. Let's be honest about it and stuff.
It's true.
At the end of the day, unless you are a store owner, store owners might be affected very badly by a reprint of the reserve list. But like at the same time, more people would play. You would have the ability to get people in, because right now, like having a vintage game is just impossible. You know what I mean? Like you have to find like me, Moneybags, Magoo. Like there's, I think, only 4 vintage players in the whole city, and one of them is like the owner of one of the biggest game stores. Like there is not many people, not only who could afford it, but would afford it. Like you either played since the start of Magic like me and have old cards that you somehow didn't break and ruin, or you just have to invest thousands and thousands of dollars for nothing. That's the whole problem with like the EDH thing, is it's very fun to play, but why would you go buy a set of dual lands? I honestly, it feels bad to say, but proxy them, like, until they're affordable. Like, we're not playing tournaments. You can't, there's no prizing. Nothing to win.
I don't see why they wouldn't reprint the duels. They're just lands.
Because that's the thing. They're just like, oh, well, it's going to be, it'll bring the value down too much.
Who cares?
That's why the reserve list was created, right? Because when they released Chronicles, which was supposed to bring back like all these like different cards from all the different sets and everything,
everyone whined that their card price went down.
Yeah, and that's how they created reserve list.
They're like, hey,
antique tables are still more than
basically people were just complaining, and so Wizards is like, we won't do that anymore. But little did they know, 20 years later,
well,
you know,
maybe we should be a squeaky wheel and get the reserve list removed.
The problem is that they straight out just didn't anticipate Magic to. There's no way that when they made it, they anticipated it would grow the way that it has. It just they couldn't have thought of it this way. They probably never, not even never. There's no way they thought, oh, we're gonna have like an online interactive game, and we're gonna be holding like stadium-sized festivals where people are gonna travel across the world to come play.
Yeah,
so true.
You know,
it was just like people playing a game.
They probably when they designed their first set, they probably didn't think like, hey, people are gonna have like talk shows about this stuff. People are gonna be doing whole spoiler seasons. People are gonna devote.
Go.
I was gonna say, like, the amount of time people devote to Magic, there's no way that they could have foreseen it. And I understand the reserve list. I get it. For everyone who's gonna lose money if they ever like abolish it, like. Again, it's unfortunate, but like I want to play the game better. I would rather more people can play the game than less people. And I know that that's unfortunate. Like maybe Wizards can do something. If you can prove that you own some of the old cards, they can give you some product, or
if they just did something where it was like Savannah 2 or like whatever, you know, like, so it's not quite
Savannah
the same.
2.0.
Well, like, you know, that's the thing with the tap lands, right? They just try to power it down or anything. So I can totally understand.
Well, and that's why Shocklands, the whole policy is that they can't print anything that's functionally as good. So like by their own rule, they could print Sliver King, and that could have 3 mana to make a Sliver instead of 2 mana, because it's not functionally as good as Sliver Queen. Yeah. But just like, what a stupid rule. Just reprint Sliver Queen.
Yeah.
I have to say, I want to gripe about the topics of the dual lands. Those tapped Scrylands should not be rare.
So here's the problem. The temples
just grinds my gears.
But here's the problem. The temples are really, really good for a different format.
Yeah.
When you are playing like, you know,
when you're playing like arena or like standard, they're really, really useful.
Where you can see things, because you're not having explosive turn ones on those things.
Yeah, I guess so.
So you're trying to, when you're trying to get to one of your cards to combo off to win, then losing a turn to scry and see if you're going to draw it, like, not a big deal.
Not everything is for us.
Yeah. I know. And I just look at it going, like,
most of it was.
The new cultivates, how the fancy art is a rare, and the non-fancy one is still an uncommon. Mm-hmm. I feel that they should have done that. The fancy art, rare. The not so fancy.
I don't know. I think
as
that
a promo, I could see that.
The Scryland would have been, and again, I'm someone who got a foil Temple of Silence as their scry. No, as my foil pre-release. Yeah.
I don't feel that bad now.
Some people got foil Ugins. Here I am with a.
Some people got foil Animal Sanctuaries. Not all pre-release pack.
If I got a foil Animal Sanctuary as my pre-release pack, that would probably be the last pre-release pack I bought ever.
Yeah. Light it on fire.
That card was trash. Whoever designed it.
I have a cat deck.
You're wrong. It's trash.
I have a cat deck.
Trash.
I do want to go back to the question though, just because we kind of went off tangent here talking about reserve lists. Yeah, but like.
Yes.
Don't you dare go on to the next question.
No, I went back to see what the question was.
Oh, it's about power creep and everything. Okay?
Yes.
But, like, the way Wizards is doing everything, like, it's in my opinion, it's basically too little too late. Power creep is going to continue.
Well,
there's not much that you can do.
Well, let me quickly jump in on that. Sorry, like it's their whole thing with power creep is they're like, fine, we can't reprint the old strong stuff. Welcome to new stronger stuff.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing. Like in certain formats, it's fine. That's why they created Pioneer, right? Because like when they first created Modern, it was only like up to a certain amount of sets, and now it's gotten to the point where it's almost like a Legacy.
No,
that's why
huge. They had to cut
created
it.
a new one.
Modern is a very big.
Not anymore.
It's huge, right? But no, not anymore. But that's.
I thought Modern was only like the last like 8 sets or something.
Oh
No.
Modern's huge. Pioneers.
So from 8th edition up.
Okay, because I thought it was like Scourge or like around that area up until now. But yeah, I haven't played Modern
For ages. Yeah, we
now.
used to, but not anymore. But the problem that you have is that in formats like our format, okay, in Commander, all right, your whatever cards they print, we have access to at all times, okay, and that's why I kind of don't mind them listening to the fans, but at the same time, I don't like it because I'm seeing this with white. I like where white is for the color pie. I like the fact that it's hard for you to get card draw and hard to ramp. But they're coming out with a lot of stuff for white to do all this stuff.
That doesn't fit the color pie.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm the jank person. I find these cards are outside the color pie constantly. And even I'm not a fan of this because the moment you start doing this, everyone expects it. So every set going to have at least one card that does one or the other. Yeah. And within the next couple years, all you have are the same dozen cards for white that are standardized in every single mono white deck.
Well, Verge Rangers is a really good example of that because Verge Rangers is just exceptionally strong. It's like an Oracle of Moldaya-esque. Like, sure, you still have the restriction of someone has to have more lands than you, but you're playing mono white. Everyone has more lands than you. You have no ramp.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that they added that card because at least it gives everyone's not going to run it in their white decks.
Everyone would run it in their white decks if it was printed. It was a commander card.
Get it.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at it. I played it in one of my games and it saved me.
Yep.
It allowed me to even just being able to look at the top card of your library, even if it didn't allow you to play lands, but just okay.
My solution to handling power creep is simple. Let's bump commander life up to 100. We draw 14 cards. And let's just see where it goes.
That's not
200 card decks. You heard it here first.
This is casual Magic. I can play 2 decks.
Yeah.
But that's a
Battle of Wits. Price spike incoming.
No. But like I said, with power creep, it's basically too late. They've already started down that road. It's gonna get worse, in my opinion. Okay, I've played many card games, during my break from Magic. When I first started playing Magic, I stopped after a certain amount of time. Then I played a lot of collectible card games. I played BattleTech. I played Middle Earth, the original Middle Earth. Then I played Lord of the Rings. I played Overpowered, both DC and Marvel. Yes. I played Legend of Five Rings. I played a lot.
Sherman, you forgot to mention the chiseled stones you used to play with first.
Yes, I know. But
we used to carve rocks.
Yeah. I've the original
we call
Star
this
Wars.
skippity-doo.
Yeah. But every single one had the same problem when it came down to power creep.
Yeah.
The moment you start, everyone expects it and you keep going.
Yeah, there's too much momentum behind it.
Yeah, and that basically destroys the game.
Well, essentially they set a really aggressive precedent.
Yeah.
And I think that we really saw that in the last couple of years.
The commander set's gonna be scary.
Yeah.
Commander Legends, yeah. I don't. You know, it would be funny if they just underwhelmed us all. It was all just vanilla, not good commanders.
I would buy 2. That would be hilarious. I would respect that so hard.
It would be what did I spend my money on?
No, I'd still buy it.
Even with the Commander Legends coming out, I expect them to come out with a bunch of uncommon, hopefully commons as well, with very
love
low,
uncommon legends.
Low power levels.
Some of them had really good abilities.
Yeah,
the green-blue one that came out in Theros.
As much as my answer was a joke, though, maybe it is time to do that. And when you have so many things that are rushing to do 21 commander damage or 40 damage or mill a library, maybe it's time to just look at do we need to up these numbers? Because we're just playing a game. Well, if it's 40 life, 60 life, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But if people are feeling like they're not able to actually play the game enjoyably anymore, they're going to stop. And power creep is not going to go away at any point. People are just going to keep, they're not going to stop printing it because they know people buy it. For anyone who doesn't know, one of my friends kind of filled me in on this. They played competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! And again, it's still Wizards who does Yu-Gi-Oh! What they do in that set is they will print very strong cards. And essentially, there's no way to play without these strong cards because they are so strong. And then they'll ban them. So you have to buy the cards to be competitive, but then they just ban them because then they're like, oh, well, it's no longer problematic. We ban them. But then they'll unban them sets later so that you have to go back out and rebuy them. And I can see them kind of going that way with it because they are printing cards that are just getting flat out banned.
I hope they don't. But like, even with the power creep, in the end, okay.
It doesn't even matter.
Technically, yes, because no, hear me out. Because I've mentioned this a few times in Reddit, and I got some flack for it. But I stay true to this. Okay, you don't have to be the jerk. Okay, you don't have to join the arms race. You could be there playing casually. Like if we as a group, we have very strong decks. Okay. We still have the store owner be like, hey, this person's new. They've never played it on stuff. And we'll still sit with like an 8-power deck and be like, and play it at like a 4. Yeah. It is still down to the person that's playing the cards, where they want to put that card in their deck or not, where they want to play it or not.
True.
Okay.
There's a lot to do with the pilot.
Well, and how you play it as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It makes a big difference.
You don't have, like, even with all the power creep, okay, you don't have to join the arms race. That's the reason why I got into Jank. It's because I refused to join the arms race. So I started making Jank decks to lower the arms race because I wanted to show everyone it's not about competing in that way. It's about getting together, having fun, joking around with everyone. Okay? I started that.
Well, I think for me, that's one of the reasons that I have such an affinity for chaos decks is because it's kind of the same vibe. Like, it's just silly and fun and whatever, you know. It's why I like Atla. It's why I like Braids. It's why, you know, like...
By Mo, snack you, sir. all chaos, just... Everyone gets hurt.
I hate everyone.
Everything is on fire.
Everyone loses 20 life.
Look under your chair.
Everyone loses.
So, I think we chatted on this topic for a little bit.
Fair enough.
On to the next one. This is by R. Dilgart.
Sure.
How to make affordable competitive decks for beginners.
Listen to our Halden and Paco episode.
Yeah, that is a good spot for it. Halden and Paco are a good competitive one. Yeah, Golos is pretty good. He can fix your land base really easy.
Which we also have an episode about.
Yep.
Check it.
There's a lot. Mono blue is actually pretty affordable if you don't go into the free counter spells. You can have I talk to people all the time and say use Kefnet the Mindful because he's indestructible. He's very hard to remove. And he has a mana sink for if you don't dump your mana, you're not just saving it up for those counter spells. And you can pretty easily go into a Leveler, Thassa's Oracle combo with that kind of stuff. So, yeah, there's many, many things. It all really depends, what playstyle do you like? And what kind of competitive decks are you coming against? Because you just have to beat your meta.
Yep.
That's all there is to it. Like, if Flash Hulk is the meta of the day, build Gaddock Teague with Torpor Orb or whatever, right? Like, that's what I did, and it was hilarious. No one with Flash Hulk was able to do that because I just made a deck that shut down graveyard plays, shut down going through your deck plays, and shut down ETBs. It was annoying.
And no one can use Flash anymore anyway.
Or abilities.
Well, another thing to note that I would like to say is that, not to just like self-promote, but if this is a question that you really want to get into, because there's a lot to talk about, like Daniel said, it really depends on your play style and your budget and what kind of colors you're into. So I would really recommend joining our Discord and like reaching out to some of the deck builders there. We do have, like we said, a really, really active community and a lot of people that are into CEDH, including Daniel, of course. So
yeah, I will. If you have a webcam or a way to play, I'll test your CEDH decks with you. I have a box of them.
He'll be really happy to help you with that. So that's just something that I want to throw out there.
He
that's
loves
a really
the
good
dark
option.
magic.
I do love the dark magics.
So
well, and yeah, like I am willing to help people work on their lists and see kind of what's not suboptimal or maybe help focus a little bit more because I do know that that's my wheelhouse. Sherman knows the jank cards. I know what's competitive and I know what beats a lot of the current competitive meta. Like people are playing Thassa's Oracle and stuff, I'll give you suggestions to beat that outright. That
Not
won't
just
cost
the
you an
pretty
arm and a leg.
face.
Yeah.
I'd say also aggro decks. Like, so a lot of these CDH decks need to set up.
Yep.
Full mono
They-
red.
Yeah. So if you want to make like an aggro, say like, well, Kalia, jobber at 4 and you're swinging in with big creatures, or again like mono red goblins.
Perforos, bronze blooded.
Honestly, Tana the Bloodsower and Sidar are a really, really good option. You have a lot of good ramp. You don't have the blue protection, but you have the option to basically kill anyone at the table in the first 2 or 3 turns with commander damage with how strong that is. Especially if you have any of the faster ramp. The more you can put into your ramp package, the stronger that deck's going to be. But like, don't get it wrong, those hit like a truck. Like, I hit Brian in a game with Tana for like 500.
Yeah, I was not impressed. I'll block with this 4/4. Are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah, I was like, are those your blockers?
Yeah. Okay. It's now 500.
Yeah, sorry, there's no way to do it.
That's why you need banding.
No, he needed to kill me.
But there's just certain ways to build, right? It doesn't have to be expensive. Just know that mono green isn't going to stomp your opponents in CDH. It's just not going to happen. Mono green runs out of steam too quickly. The best thing to do is to honestly find something realistically in the Temur colors. Temur just got so much support. You've got red to shut things down. You have blue for some control. Halden and Paco fit in those colors because they are just such significantly good cards for what they do. But any Temur commander is going to give you what you need there.
Well, and Paco's taking their cards from them. You're preventing them from possibly using their win con.
Yeah, it's true.
I would say if you can get a
hated
hold
that
of Halden
card.
and Paco, that is probably one of the best budget commander sets for CDH.
Now, I want to add to everything you're saying here, Daniel, to make a budget deck. On Reddit, I've tried going to the CEDH post, and in all honesty, I can't comment on them just because like I'm still trying to learn all the different deck types and everything. But one of the things that I see a lot on there is people asking, is it okay to use proxies? And every single time I've read that question, like the reply for the question, every single one of the CEDH players said yes. And their explanation is that CEDH is not for everyone. We don't want you to invest like $5,000 into a deck that you won't use. And plus, along with that, it's you're playing a game where we play a lot of altars.
Yep.
Okay? And most of those altars or special or things like that are going to be proxies. And we're not a sanctioned competitive format. So
Well, that's what I was going to say. Until there is prizing in CDH tournaments, then official cards kind of go out the window because you're just trying to play Magic, right? There's not... Now, don't get it twisted. If you are coming out to a tournament-based event, do not bring proxies and stuff like that.
Agreed, agreed.
Don't bring them out to like a Wizards thing where there's prizing on the line because that is wrong. Other people are doing it. Build with what you have there, but if you're just especially getting into it, do not drop $5,000 on a deck just to see if you like it.
Yeah.
That is a horrible idea. Build the collection up, replace what's expensive when you can afford it, if you like it. Because, again, there's many decks I've seen people play that they just are like, ooh, I don't really like this. They'll take it apart after 4 or 5 games. That's not the price point to do that.
No.
And the other thing is, like, what are you going to do? Are you going to not go and support your LGS by spending $300 on a deck because you can't afford the $600 extra of lands to play the deck? So then what? Nobody wins. The store gets no money because you're not going to come out and play. Like, of course, play the game, go out, buy cards, obviously, but like, don't restrict yourself budget-wise when you're playing CDH. Like, unless again, there is prizing. You're at a local game store that's doing a night like that. Then play like that. But a lot of us right now, we're all playing online. Like, just play whatever. Like, I don't care. Right on an island, what you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's someone yesterday, actually, we were playing, and they're testing out a new deck. So they're like, I originally had 75 proxies, but now I'm down to 40-something.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm fine. Like Daniel has always said is he wants to play against your idea or your deck list,
not your
wallet.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I really like hearing that is like for our community, it's great. And that's how in all honesty, if you want to play against someone's wallet, I don't think this is the game for you.
Yeah, I don't think you should be able to buy that advantage and stuff. Again, if you're in a tournament and there's prizing and stuff,
Yes.
then of course invest in it, right? Like invest in the cards. If you think that you can win this, go buy the cards and stuff. But this is not a tournament format. There's no like, pardon my phrasing, but having the biggest dick at the table doesn't matter in EDH. Like you're playing with your friends, right? It doesn't matter if you win every game. There's an article going up Monday morning, and in it says if you're winning all your games, you're not growing as a player. You're not getting any better.
Agreed.
You're staying stagnant. You're not coming from behind. You're not really having fun. You're just beating up on the table.
Well, and it should be said that Commander is the most casual of official formats.
Yep.
It's just what it's supposed to be. So if you're looking at it super seriously all the time, maybe just like take a step back.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it should be for going out and having fun with
should
friends.
be fun.
Actually,
Friends?
that's actually a good point. That leads into another question that I see a lot, is that what do you guys do when you have a group or an individual always being like salty or annoyed at certain cards that you play?
Personally,
Yeah.
I do it more.
Same.
I should have known
I
you guys
do it
would say
more
that.
until people like grow up and stop doing it, because again, like
It's a game.
it's a game, and you shouldn't
Don't take yourself so seriously.
Yeah, there's one exception to this. If you're bringing out EDH, like a CEDH level deck against your casual friends, that annoys them.
Don't be a
And
dick.
for everyone who deals with that, do what I do. Say, congratulations, you won. We're going to keep playing the game. And I guarantee they're going to stop playing their 2-turn win deck when they're the ones who have to sit out. When you don't pick up and scoop and everyone else keeps playing the game and you give them the pat on the back like,
Good job.
congratulations, you guys won.
Yeah.
I prestiged level 1.
Yeah, my little brother, I've actually done that so much that now he just calls it prestiging. And after he wins with an infinite combo, he shuffles up, waits till his turn comes back, and starts again. It's very funny.
Which is like, again, it's a casual format. So I don't care if he wants to quote unquote prestige. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, we still go after him. We still contribute. To
Everybody still gets to play. And
Yeah.
exactly. He's still contributing to the game. And like, it's just chill times.
I'm just going to start bringing like a salt shaker. And
Yeah.
That'd be so funny.
My brother's solution
cry.
for it was he made, I can't even remember who his commander was. It was something mono blue, but he just put only counter spells and like Docent of Perfection in the deck. And that was pretty much it. And he just, if you were playing those salt things and someone is really going out of your way, I think his deck was like $200 total. And all he did, he would just grudge counter that one person. He would just, it wouldn't matter what else was going on, who killed him, who did it. He just would set out to ruin that player's day to stop them from doing that stuff.
I remember you made a deck
Yeah,
to counter one person at the LGS.
Yeah, I have a few of those decks. They're very fun.
I built.
I like to meta wreck.
Yeah. I had a Kira the Glass Spinner deck. So all of my stuff,
So
you have
you're
to
a
target
monster.
You'll have to target my stuff twice if you really wanted to remove it, but can't target the first time if my hand's full of counters.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I have the other stuff that steals stuff. And I think I was playing against a few friends of ours, and they just got tired of me stealing their stuff.
Yeah.
And having them get upset with me because of how my deck's playing, because they didn't get to play their Magic. I was playing their Magic.
Yeah.
I got kind of upset with my deck. I did not enjoy playing it because it just kept salting everyone.
It's
I
a-
ended up removing
And
it.
it brings like a bad vibe to
It's
the
a fine
table.
line. Like
Yeah.
you should try to make your deck fun for other people to play against, in my opinion. But like, there's fun ways to play stacks. We have a stacks player that we play with,
Oh,
and I enjoy and I enjoy playing with him. I think
Me too.
his decks are really good, and he is just flat out unrepentant in how he does it. He's like, yeah, man, that's crazy, but anyways,
It's the way.
Here's the, yeah.
he blows up all the lands with Smothering Ties out, and he's just like, yeah, like I don't even know why someone would do that. So anyways, do you pay
Yeah.
do you pay that too, or
Oh wait, you don't have land. Okay, cool. But he's really funny about it, and also like he, like Daniel said, he's unrepentant, and I respect that hard.
But he
'Cause
plays. He plays
There's
fun.
nothing quite like when a player's just like, oh, I'm gonna roll to see who gets the thing that's gonna,
Cowards.
yeah, I'm
Target
like,
me.
own it, and he always owns it.
All right, if it's 1 to 6, it's Daniel. That's a 6-sided dice. Yeah.
But no, I love that he does that. I think it's awesome. And even like he has a stack that like what was the new one? I can't even remember. Was it
Urte the
Urtek?
Corrupted.
Yeah. And like
What does that do?
but it was
Sorry.
funny.
You can
There's
sack a creature or enchantment to counter target spell.
so
What?
so like there's no like winter orb in it. There's no like
But it's very solid. He's got a lot of stacksy protect himself enchantments.
he was calling it his not stack. And I'm like, love that.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I don't even know what to say.
So like there's ways
I
like
also have
even
an Urte
in
deck. It is
even
very fun.
but
I'm
like
just
even
playing
in
it
quote
to
unquote like annoying play styles, like there's still room for fun. And
Yeah.
like Stacks is annoying, but he made it fun.
Oh, what was it? Your brother's new blue deck. This is my
close.
I play your deck.
Yeah, my brother has
No.
a Sakashima
Sakashima, yeah.
deck, and all he does is he clones things, and it's so funny to see people get salty because all he's doing is playing what they're playing.
Yeah.
But like they're getting angry because he's doing it because it's just Sakashima and counters. So they'll be like, "I'll cast Ulamog," and then he'll be like,
I too will cast.
I'll clone Ulamog and I'll bounce your Ulamog," and that it's so funny. I genuinely enjoy that one. He
Especially because whenever they get mad, he's like, "It's your card."
they're like, "I'll cast my Ulamog, our Ulamog."
Yeah.
We're a team.
I'll make a second copy of that with this card. Oh, it ignores the legendary.
It's
so
his
I have
communism deck.
Oh, so Sakashima, the fun thing about that, real fun, is it clones the card but not the name. So you can have two Ulamogs on the field.
Yeah.
It's pretty annoying.
Yep, sure is.
Pretty cool.
But yeah, we do have some other questions, but we're gonna save those for another time. We're kind of coming to the end of our time here.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It went by faster than normal because again, we're back in the same room.
We have
So
lots of opinions.
exciting.
Yeah, we do have lots of opinions. Make sure that you guys are checking out. We have weekly articles that are coming out. We have lots of great writers. Go on, support them. Tell them what you think. Interact with us on the Instagram, Facebook. Be
Twitter,
a part of the
Discord.
Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like we do have a lot of really amazing partners, and we're really, really lucky in that. And I think that, yeah, checking out those articles, there's definitely something for everyone. And it's really cool to see different opinions from outside your country or your meta. You know,
Yep.
It's really cool.
And if you have someone who's never heard of power levels, you can always point him back to our how to tier your deck or how to power grade your deck.
I honestly am seeing that get more traction, and I like seeing people use that list because I do like the way that we decided like to power scale it because not everything can be a 10, right? So if you are wondering where your decks sit, definitely check that article out. We'll get another link up to it so that people can go see it and check that episode out as well. It's very interesting.
There are links to our Discord on all our social media platforms. So that's Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook. As well as you could probably most likely find that image on our our website, into99.com.
Heck yeah.
I totally forgot to mention our website on the stream yesterday, but we do have a announcement. We are collaborating, or well, I shouldn't say we are. Well, there's 4 content creators, and we are one of
four
them.
groups, podcasts, video creators, kind of thing.
Yeah,
And
we're
2 of them are our partners.
Yeah.
And we're doing something that we're calling the megabowl.
Megabowl.
So we streamed this yesterday, and basically what happens is each content creator we added 25 commanders to a list, and then we randomized 3 commanders for each of us, and now we have to poll everyone and see which commanders you want to see us build. So we pulled it, and the commanders that we got. Well, actually, we should mention who we're doing this.
Yeah.
with
So
first.
who's part of the Mega Bowl?
So we have the Elder Dragon Skype Lander.
Yeah,
Woo, woo.
was Casual Jake,
Our fave.
our fave.
We love him.
I love him.
Get a room, you two.
Oh my god.
And then we have Brennan from the Canada Geeks. He has his own Discord room and everything along those lines. Great guy. He writes some of our articles.
Yeah, another one of our partners we work with.
And then I can't remember who's doing
Cardboard
Command.
Yeah, but I can't remember who's doing it.
Oh, from the Cardboard Command.
Yeah.
One of their members, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
It's a big project.
It's
I
a big
get it.
project. We have a lot of people that are on this and everything, but so the commanders that I got, I know we're running late on time.
It's
but
fine.
It's fine.
All right. But the commanders that we got here, and I'm playing, and it's supposed to be a budget of up to $100 US, not including lands. Okay, so it is a budget.
Not
I got-
including lands. Do a land build. Do a land build.
Or
He has
$100.
to give those away.
Yeah, it is a giveaway
I
at the end
said
too.
what I said.
Okay, so the first one I got.
Grow up, Sherman.
Someone's gonna be very lucky to get that.
But yes,
I'm not
okay, carry on.
Okay.
So you guys building $100 US budget.
Yeah.
And
not
what are the
including
commander
lands.
options
One
that
of-
we have?
One of the commander options we have is Omnath, Locus of the Royal.
I'm not
Nothing
the
to
river.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. The second one
Get
is
out of my head.
Sidri, Galvanic Genius.
Oh, yeah.
Artifacts.
Okay, artifacts and whatnot.
That's
So
right up his alley.
the third one, which I'm really excited for, everyone's just groaned and just like, no, please don't let him win.
I'm here for it.
It's Thantis the War Weaver.
That is a cool card for
that,
sure.
that was
I like
one
that
of the commander options from the Lord Wingrave's deck.
Everyone must attack.
Door.
Yeah.
We love.
So, but like we're going to ask everyone which one that we should build.
Yeah, poll's gonna go up. Everyone vote on what you want to see. It's Sherman who's building on ours. So what do you want to see Sherman build and Sherman play? Like, do you want to see a Thantis? Do you want to see aggro Sherman? Do we want to see artifact Sherman? Or Sherman in a river?
Yeah.
Sherman's finally bathing.
Smell it. Wow.
Take it.
The quarantine smell.
I have the hair.
All
Now
right.
I gotta get it. I should have just shaved my head. Who
But
cares?
yeah, so we'll be getting a poll going here most likely on Monday, and I think it's going to be running for a week, right?
Yeah.
Very
So-
exciting. So yeah, keep your eyes out for that, guys. And I think we'll see you next week.
Yep. Catch you later.
See
Bye.
ya.